Good morning, everyone. It's Robert from On My Turntable. Hope you're having a great morning this morning. It is Monday morning. As always, a coffee kind of morning. Actually, my second cup of coffee this morning. Um, I want to do another great bands you need to listen to. Continue that series. I'll divert and go to something else, but I'll always come back to that series because I love it. I just think it's so great that I delve into the discography of these fantastic bands that I have in my collection. And this is one of them. This is the great British band Foghat. This is their debut album. I will talk about it in just a second. Foghat, what a an amazing English band formed in 1971. I love their style of boogie rock and blues rock and hard rock. Um, it's becoming one of my favorites. I've discovered this band, even though I knew their hits, Slow Ride, Fool for the City, all those great um, albums. I never really took notice of them, even though I had a lot of their albums. But once you start digging into them and start listening to them, you find out how fantastic these guys were and how almost underrated they are. They should be bigger than they are, even though they're a big band and they've done super well for themselves. But I prefer this style of music, which is fantastic, over a lot of classic rock bands from that era. And classic rock is my thing. But again, I discovered these guys late, which I'm still happy that I've done. But you kind of hear them, you kind of hear their hits, and yeah, they're good. And then, but once you start putting all their catalog together, it's just. Whew. I only have 10 of their albums or 9 of their albums. But in that fantastic period between, I think, 72 and 82 or 83, where they just put out a ton of albums, and it's their most creative. They're still going strong today. I think the latest album was 2018, under a different lineup, of course. But I guess their big hit, Slow Ride, would put them on the map. Um, but their deep cuts are where their strength is, for sure. Um, Great slide work on a lot of tracks. Just amazing stuff. They got 8 gold records, 1 platinum, 1 double platinum. Again, they're still making records today. I don't have many of their. I don't have any of their latest albums. I think the last one I have is around 82. But I'll go over them in just a second. They started out with Lonesome Dave Peverett, amazing vocalist, guitarist as well. Tony Stevens on bass, Roger Earl on drums, and Rod the Bottle Price. What a fantastic slide guitar and lead guitar player he is. So good. They're formed out of the band Savoy Brown, a great British blues band. And I have a couple of Savoy Browns. They're amazing stuff. 3 of the members from Foghat were formed out of there. Again, I've got 9 or 10 of their best period, I guess, or their most creative period. And I'll go over those in just a second. So between 72 and 83, they released 12 studio albums, which is remarkable. Just one right after the other, one right after the other. So right off the bat, again, I showed you earlier their debut. Most of these are on the Bearsville label. It's a great debut album. A lot of covers, which they do great. They do great. If I was to rank this, and I'm not, I would say 4th best, 5th best album. Produced by Dave Edmunds, which is cool. 1972 release, as I said. They do a great version of I Just Want to Make Love to You. And not a bad cover of Maybelline by Chuck Berry. I prefer the original. But Trouble Trouble, another great track. A Hole to Hide In. Overall, a great debut album. So good. I don't have their second one, 1972's Rock and Roll, but I do have their third 1974 release. This is Energized. There's the boys there, again on that Bearsville label. Energized, what can you say about this one? So good. Honey Hush, which sounds exactly like Train Kept Rolling, that hit that Aerosmith had. The exact same tune, the drumming, everything else. When you first hear it, you think, oh, they're doing a cover of Train Kept Rolling, but it's called Honey Hush. which I love. I love that. I actually prefer that version. Step Outside, Wild Cherry, Fly By Night, which is no relationship to Rush, and really great rockin' album. Really, really good stuff. Somehow I ended up with 2 copies of Rock and Roll Outlaws, both Canadian versions of them, but another fine album. There's the boys there. This is not their Learjet. They just put their logo on there for the photo, but you think that's their Learjet. I think they were big enough at the time to have a Learjet, but that's not their Learjet. So Rock and Roll Outlaw, 4th studio album by the band, and hit number 40 on the U.S. charts. You got some great tracks on this one. You've got 8 Days on the Road, Hate to See You Go, Dreamer, Trouble in My Way, Rock and Roll Outlaw, Shirley Jean, Blue Spruce Woman, Chateau Lafitte, 59 Boogie, again Lonesome Dave, lead vocals and guitar, Rod Price lead guitar and vocals, Roger Earl on drums, and Tony Stevens on bass. Amazing, amazing album. Really, really good stuff. Probably their best. If I was to do a ranking, this would be number 1 for me. This is Fool for the City. Oof. This has everything on it. Everything on it. 1974 release, their 5th studio album. First platinum selling album as well. Of course, it's got the big hit Slow Ride, which you still hear on classic rock radio. But it starts off with the title track, Fool for the City, Save Your Lovin' For Me, Drive Me Home, Take It or Leave It, Terraplane Blues, My Babe, and then it ends with Slow Ride. Fishing in the Sewer. But fantastic, fantastic album. Just listened to it again yesterday. It rocks. It's these, I don't know. These guys are just good. They're just good. Fool for the City. What's next? Night Shift. There's the boys there. Big mullets, big stashes. 6th album by the band, 76 release. Again, hit after just album after album after album. These guys didn't take a break. He peaked at number 36 on the charts. The first with bassist Craig McGregor. More amazing boogie rock, only Foghat can do. You've got the title track on here. You've got, which is a great track. You've got Driving Wheel, I'll Be Standing By, Burning the Midnight Oil, Take Me to the River, Hot Shot Love, New Place to Call Home, and Don't Run Me Down. Really good stuff. Really good stuff. I need to get Foghat live. Apparently, unfortunately, it's not a double album, it's just a single, but it's just... I need to get it. I need to get it. 1977 release. But I do have Stone Blue, 1978 release. Again, on the Bearsville label. They do an amazing version of Robert Johnson's Sweet Home Chicago. Also the great title track. And another great album. It Hurts Me Too, High on Love, Chevrolet, Stay With Me. Just some great tracks off of this one. Again, just continuing that classic rock and blues rock and slide rock for sure. I just picked up this one last week. Again, that's why I don't want to do a ranking, because I'm still discovering this one, but I loved it the minute I heard it. And I love the cover as well. This is Boogie Motel. Just love all the illustrations on there. You could look at this thing for hours. Boogie Motel, the 8th album by the band. again, I really like what I hear so far. Just discovering this album. Another gold record. It's it's remarkable stuff. Somebody's been sleeping in my bed. Third time lucky. Coming down with love. Paradise Alley. Boogie Motel. Love in Motion and Nervous Release. Happy to find this one. As well as this next one that I just picked up last week. This is Tight Shoes. Tight Shoes, the 1980 release, 9th album. And unfortunately, the last to feature Rod Price. Now, he would return back in '94, I believe it was. But, yeah, Stranger in My Hometown, Loose Ends, Full-Time Lover, Too Late the Hero, Baby I Can Change Your Mind, Dead End Street, Be My Woman, and No Hard Feelings. Great album. Great album. And the last one I have is their 11th album. I'm missing their 10th. Girls Chat and Boys to Bounce. I'm missing that one. But I do have their 11th album, 1982 release. This is In the Mood for Something Rude. Again, just picked this one up, so I'm still loving it, still discovering it because I've only heard it once, but I've got to get more. This one is mostly covers. Actually, it is all covers. So they brought in Outside Riders of country and rhythm and blues tracks. But the band took it and made it Foghat style. And, it's freaking good. Again, I gotta give another listen to it. But you got Bustin' Up or Bustin' Out, Slipped, Tripped, Fell in Love, Ain't Living Long Like This, There Ain't No Man That Can Be Caught, Take This Heart of Mine, Back in the Taste for Your Love. Back for a Taste of Your Love, and I do just what I want. You can tell this is a lot of country style tracks or titles on this one, but yeah, so good. So Eric Cartwright took over for Rod Price on rhythm guitar and lead guitar. Lonesome Dave Peverett again still on lead guitar, lead vocals and guitar. Roger Earl on drums and Nick Jameson on bass on this one. And yeah, amazing stuff. Great album. Great album. So there you have it, guys. I've still got 10 more to find. And again, the last one they released, I think, is 2018, called Slow Ride. Plus, they got a ton of compilation albums, a bunch of live albums. Definitely a great band you need to listen to, Foghat. So if you don't know these guys, check them out. Check them out on Spotify. I'm sure a lot of you have a lot of their great albums, but I've chosen the core of I think some of the most creative and best stuff. So anyway, guys, there you go. There's my look at Foghat, a great band you need to listen to. Have yourself a wonderful day. Enjoy the rest of the day. Take care. Love you all. Bye now.